Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be talking all about the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble happened last night and we got a lot of surprises and it was really surprisingly fun. So I'm going to talk about it, talk about the matches, and tell you guys what I thought of everything, and let me know in the comments what you guys thought as well. So to start out, we had two matches on the pre-show. So we had Sheamus versus Shorty G, and we also had Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo. And I thought both of these matches were actually pretty solid. I've seen Andrade and Humberto before. They had another match, I don't remember what pay-per-view it was last year, but they had another one where they were on the pre-show, and I was like, this was a really, really solid match. I really thought both of these matches were good. And they kind of got everything started on the pre-show. So I don't have too much to say because Sheamus and Shorty G, there's not much of a storyline there. I mean, that is kind of just like something random that happened, I feel like. And then Andrade and Humberto, they do have a little bit of a storyline going, but I'm not really sure where they're going with that. So regardless though, I thought both of these matches were pretty solid. So that was the pre-show. And then we got to the actual show, and we started out with Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And I'm sure by now we all know how I feel about this rivalry. It's not my favorite by any means. So I wasn't like too pumped about this match. The match itself I didn't think actually ended up being too bad. Obviously there was interference from the Usos, there was interference from Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. But I thought that they actually had some good spots. They broke a lot of announce tables during this match, and I don't know, it wasn't a terrible match, or it wasn't anything special to me. I'm kind of just tired of seeing Baron and Roman face each other. I'm hoping this is about the end of that, and I'm hoping it'll move on to giving them different storylines, because I just feel like together I'm not super invested in it. But it wasn't a bad match, it's just there's not a whole lot of investment in me on to this feud. So I'm hoping that it's gonna end, because it's been going on for quite a while and I would like to see something new. But you guys already know I talk about this every Friday. Every time I review SmackDown. So anyways, right after this, the second match was the Women's Royal Rumble, which I was kind of surprised about. I was surprised that it was so early into the show, but I guess it kind of broke it up, so it wasn't like two back-to-back Rumbles. So I was okay with it. The Women's Royal Rumble, to me, pretty much everybody that came in, we didn't have a lot of pre-announced people. We had about, I want to say, like 8 at the most people that were announced, and then there was a lot of speculations for who would come. One thing that I did like was the surprises that we got. So we got Mighty Molly, which I was lit about because I used to play as her on video games all the time. So Mighty Molly. We also got Beth Phoenix, who took a nasty hit somewhere in this match, and like busted her head open. It was crazy. We also got Santina Marella, which was kind of funny. That was a good comedy spot. And then Kelly Kelly as well. So we got kind of like 4 non like current wrestlers to show back up, so that was nice. I do like that they still keep some surprises. I think they're able to do that because, you know, they're still obviously building up rosters. One thing that I noticed particularly in this Rumble was that we had quite a bit of NXT, which was really exciting for me. I watch NXT all the time, but we had Chelsea Green, we had Mia Yim, Bianca Belair, Xia Li, Dakota Kai, Tegan Nox, but I really wanted to see them go, but they didn't. Candice LeRae was in there, Mercedes Martinez was in there, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi Blackheart. Am I missing anybody? I think I got everyone. Yeah, there was quite a bit of just NXT stars, which for me personally, I watch NXT all the time, so I was super excited to see all the NXT stars. And especially like Mercedes Martinez just got signed, Shotzi just got signed, so that was really awesome to see them out there. And that was a cool little like NXT takeover for this match. I enjoyed it. Bianca absolutely dominated for the majority of this match, and I thought it was really, really awesome that she was dominating so much. It just really, I feel like, built her up, especially for her going into her title match with Rhea. I think it definitely built her up a lot, and I enjoyed that. I also liked that Liv and Lana eliminated each other. I thought that was good for their feud. As much as people may or may not like it, it is good. It builds up their feud. Of course, we got the normal people that we expected from Raw and SmackDown. You know, the normal who were announced, basically. And that was cool. One of the best spots was the Otis and Mandy Rose spot, because it looked like Mandy was going to be eliminated, and then she kind of like rolled off the ring apron, and I was like, was she supposed to do that? Like, I was like, it's like a botch, like what happened? And it actually pans over, and Otis had like caught her, and she's like laying on top of him, and then she like steps up on him to get back in the ring, and then at another point he caught her. So I thought it was a really good spot, especially to build up that storyline. And then what else I thought was really, really awesome, this is like my favorite part, was Naomi coming back and just making her entrance. And I love when people return at the Royal Rumble, because everybody is so excited, and I was so happy to see her. So that was really awesome. I also like that Beth threw Natalya out of the ring, because, you know, Natalya did that to Beth back in the last Royal Rumble match. So I thought it was a really good match. Now, was I super happy with the ending of Charlotte winning? I like Charlotte. I don't think she's a bad, like, she's clearly not a bad athlete. She's a very, very good athlete. But I don't really care to see her and Becky face each other again. I don't really care to see her face Bayley again. I don't really care to see it right now. I feel like if you took some time off from it, it would be better. So I don't really know where they're going with that, but that was the Women's Royal Rumble match, and it was pretty good. I liked it. I liked the surprises. I liked some of the little bits in it. Oh, and Naomi, like, her way to get back into the ring was actually very clever. I liked that as well. So I thought it was pretty good. So that was that. Okay, guys, so the next match immediately after this was the SmackDown Women's Championship. So we got Bayley versus Lacey Evans, and this whole time I've been sitting here like, where is Sasha Banks? But I think Sasha's injured, because I haven't seen Sasha in a hot minute, like actually wrestling. So I think she might be injured, don't know. This match was okay. I thought it was okay. Like, I'm not like super excited about it. I don't think, I feel like Bayley and Lacey, like, it's just, I don't even know, it's just not my favorite feud. I just think that Lacey has a lot more heat with Sasha, but obviously Bayley's the champion, so it's just kind of all over the place. I also don't know, I feel like it's been so long since Bayley's defended her title, and then it's just been like so long since I've had someone like competing with her. It's just, I don't know, the whole thing is just a little awkward for me. But it's definitely, for Lacey, it's definitely an improvement over like those first couple matches of hers that I saw when she was facing Becky, because it was rough. But she definitely has improved a lot, so I give her props for that. And I don't think it was a bad match. I just think it was kind of like, like, I don't feel like there's a lot of investment in that storyline. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully we get some more going on with that, but that's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay, so the next match was The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan in a strap match, and this one I was a little like hesitant about. I didn't know if it would be that good, because I don't know, strap match just sounded kind of weird to me, but actually this was a really, really good match, and it made both of them look very, very strong. It definitely kept The Fiend's character. I'm glad he didn't lose, because I feel like that would have just kind of defeated his character. Like, I'm glad they're keeping him on kind of like a winning streak, but I think it also made Daniel Bryan look really good, because he was able to kick out of quite a bit of things. There was this crazy like thing where I can't even remember exactly that happening, but he like hit, like Bray hit the Sister Abigail like out of nowhere, and it was like kind of like midair almost. So it was pretty cool, and I liked it. I thought this was a good match. I definitely would put it up there. I think this was one of the top matches of the night by far. I think Bray and Daniel play really well off each other. I think they are really good in the ring together, and I enjoyed it. I'm glad there's a storyline, because there definitely is. They have a lot of history that they can go back on. I love when storylines have a lot of history, because it makes it a more interesting feud. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good match, and the way Daniel Bryan's back looked after that, like, he was getting beat with that strap. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, he was taking a serious beating, and I applaud him for taking that, because it looked extremely painful. Okay, so next we got the Raw Women's Championship being defended. So Becky Lynch took on Asuka in a rematch from last year, and I think this was a really good storyline, first off, because I like the whole progression of the storyline. If you've heard my talks about this on my reviews, I like the fact that Becky, up to this point, had never beat Asuka. I like that she's always been the underdog with her, and that this is the one person she's like, I can't beat. And it really like brought a new character to, like, a new dimension, I guess, to Becky's character, because Becky was doubting herself and she was thinking like, oh, I can't beat her. And then all of a sudden she was like, you know what? No, I can beat her. And she kind of pulled back through. And I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was good. I think there's a lot of good storytelling. And I personally think that they put on a great show. I like that it kind of culminated with Becky winning. I know a lot of people wanted Asuka to win, but I think that in order to keep Becky's character, you have to let her win. She can't always lose to Asuka, because then it's gonna make her always have this one weakness. And I think it's good to at least let her have a win. Like, she doesn't have to beat her all the time. Like, I think, you know, if they face each other again, I definitely 100% think they should let Asuka win. But I kind of figured until they decide what they're doing with like the tag team championships, maybe they're gonna keep Asuka in that. I don't really know, but I was really happy with this match. I think they both did a great job, and I love that ending where the mist just shot up, like she kicked it out of her mouth basically, and, you know, locked in the disarmer, because it proves you can't cheat to win all the time. So I enjoyed it. And finally, we got the men's Royal Rumble match, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, the beginning of this match, I was like, what is this? Because basically the first 15 minutes or so, basically the first like little part was basically just Brock Lesnar destroying everyone. I guess this would have been like 30 minutes, because what, it's like a minute and a half. Basically just Brock Lesnar throwing everyone over the top rope. And personally, I think there's some people in there that he shouldn't have been throwing out. Like, I don't think John Morrison should have gotten thrown out as fast as he did. I don't think Kofi and Rey Mysterio should have gotten thrown out as fast as they did. I just feel like for those people, I feel like they could have put them more towards the end, because definitely the ending of the match was where it got a lot better. So I think that they could have done that, but I guess it really, they can't just have jobbers, I guess, getting thrown out, because then it doesn't really make Brock look as strong. But then if he's throwing out like the former world heavyweight champion, former WWE champion, like if he's throwing all these people out, like it kind of does make him look stronger. So I was okay with it at first, with him just throwing people out, but it just kept going and going and going until finally Ricochet got in the ring, and Ricochet was getting pretty beat up by Brock. But then Drew McIntyre came out, and Brock finally had someone his own size. Well, Brock already had someone his own size, because Keith Lee came out, which I was pretty lit about, and Braun Strowman, but he also eliminated both of them at the same time. So, you know, we're gonna move on from that. But Ricochet came out, and then Drew came out, and so it was 3 of them in the ring, and you could definitely see like that there's a storyline like happening, like brewing. You could see it, and I was so excited because I love Drew, and I was so excited for him, and I was like, I need this man to win this. And I was so happy when Ricochet low blowed Brock, and Drew hit that Claymore, and Brock went out the ring, and Paul Heyman's face was just a pure shock, and Drew just stared down Brock. He also like tossed the shit out of Ricochet, like tossed him. I was like, oh my god, is he okay? It was really, really awesome. I love the stare down. I love that he stared him down as he threw other people out of the ring until Brock finally left. But you could see a storyline was building, and that was really exciting. And I was like, okay. But I was like, what if they're just giving me hope for no reason? But it got better. Like I mentioned, Keith Lee was in this. He was one of 2 NXT stars. Matt Riddle also was in it. But unfortunately, Matt Riddle was not in the same part as Brock Lesnar. So that was kind of unfortunate, because there's obviously some tension there. But regardless, the match continued on, and I thought it was getting really good. We got like AJ out there. We got the OC out there. We got Randy Orton. And then we got the surprise of a lifetime, because Edge returned, and the pop for this man was the loudest pop I think I've heard in forever. It was crazy. I honestly was really happy, because I've been hearing that he was coming back, and I was like, is me though, like. And then his music hit and he walked out, and my sister was screaming because she's a huge Edge fan. But it was just a great thing to see. You could see the emotion in his eyes. You could see that he didn't think he was ever going to get to come back, and that he's back. And this time when he decides he wants to leave, he'll get to do it on his own terms. And that's an awesome thing to see, because, you know, when they think they're not going to have a chance, like, I don't think Shawn Michaels thought he would get back in the ring after 4 years. I don't think that Daniel Bryan thought he would get back in the ring, but they both did. And it was kind of like, will Edge ever get back in the ring? Because he had this career that was so, like, historic, and, like, he had done so much. And it was like, you want to see him back in the ring. And so to see him back, like, you could tell, like, it was an emotional thing for so many people, and especially him. You could see it, like, written all over his face. So I thought that was awesome. The pop was great. He went in the ring, speared everybody, and the match was pretty lit from then on. We also, I also forgot to mention, MVP also made a comeback. Didn't last very long though. So it was pretty cool. I enjoyed seeing it. And then kind of towards the end, we ended up with our final four, or final five. Okay, sorry. Final five. We'll talk about the final five. We ended up with Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Edge, Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns. So this is a really awesome group of people in their ring. Seth obviously was the only heel in the ring, so I guess, I don't think Randy's a heel. I don't know if Randy's a heel. I don't think Randy knows if he's a heel. But Seth, after his teammates basically got ran off by everyone that hates them, so Alistair ran off Buddy, and then Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens ran off the AOP. Seth was by himself, and Seth no longer had help, and Seth got thrown out of the ring. So, sucks. But, you know, you can't win everyone. But I definitely think that will help with Seth's character. And then we got into it, and Edge, you know, he saw Randy trying to RKO him, and he knew what Randy was doing because they know each other well. And he was like, no, I'm gonna strike you first. So he threw Randy right over that top rope, and that was the end of the Rated RKO reunion. And then, of course, we get Roman and Edge kind of battling back and forth. Edge gets eliminated, sadly, but he still had that historic comeback, so, like, can't even be mad. And then it's down to Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. I was like, please don't let this little storyline thing that just happened, please don't let this be a waste of time. I was like, please let this actually be something. I was like, please. And Drew hit this brutal claymore on Roman like that. The sound of that was intense. He hit it. He threw Roman over the top rope, and Drew won the match. And I was shocked, guys. Like, I have been talking about this, I feel like, on my channel for a hot minute when I do my reviews, that I wanted to see Drew win. And to be honest, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's going to, but it did, and I was so happy for him, because, like, once again, just going from not, like, literally having to leave the WWE, like basically being, like, released, to getting, like, coming back, getting re-signed, and then coming and, like, fulfilling your, like, dream is an amazing thing to see. And I think he's gonna do great things, and I think that him eliminating Brock is gonna have him super over now, so I'm so excited, and it was well deserved. So overall, I thought this pay-per-view was pretty good. I would give it like a B+. I definitely think the high points were 100% the Men's Royal Rumble. I think I would say honestly, like, the last 3 matches were like the high point to me, because I feel like everything else was kind of like the Women's Royal Rumble was okay. I'm not thrilled about the winner. I like Charlotte, but just not thrilled about the Bayley and Lacey was okay. Roman and Corbin, you guys know how I feel about that. So I think the last half was really, really good. So I'm gonna give it a B+, because I thought they at least tried, and I love the surprises. Surprises were great. And that's that. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments. But I'm gonna go because I need to get ready for the day, and I need to go do stuff. So I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.